simple, made with chicken, soy sauce, vinegar, garlic, peppercorns, and bay leaves. There's adobo that varies in color and taste. Adobong dilaw, adobong pula, at adobong puti. At hindi lang lutong chicken or pork. May adobong tahong, adobong kangkong, and chicken feet adobo. The New York Times once shared on Twitter a simple chicken adobo recipe as comfort food to cook in the middle of winter. The Food Network had its own adobo recipe, and there is apparently a Spanish chicken adobo with chocolate. This humble but iconic adobo is not without controversy. Wikipedia says a trade department once announced plans to standardize the most popular Filipino dishes to make them easier to promote, starting with the adobo. Maraming hindi natuwa at binatikos ang plano. The agency did a 180, said it's not mandatory and will only be done as a benchmark to define a basic traditional recipe para malaman kung tunay na Filipino dish pag nasa international setting. The adobo has been honored abroad, was runner-up in the Best Nouveau Street Food in the 2010 LA Street Food Fest. Philippine Primer says Chef Gordon Ramsay picked a pork adobo burger in Good Morning America's Battle of the Burgers in 2017. One can say the mix of flavors and spices of this iconic dish is a perfect foil for the Filipino character. It has certainly come a long way and has endured all this time. Simple or fusion elaborate version, the adobo remains to warm hearts and please palates. And bringing Tatak Pinoy to the world, just a bonus.
Yan ang Pinoy Kultura because our culture is cool.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGovPH app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGovPH app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
Sa loob ng maraming taon, libu-libong pamilyang Pilipino ang walang maayos na tirahan. Hirap makakuha ng pabahay. Kung meron man, hindi angkop sa disenteng pamumuhay.
Iisa ang pangarap ng bawat pamilya, ang magkaroon ng sariling tahanan. Ang mga pangarap nyo, ang pangarap din ng Pangulo. Kaya agad inilunsad ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino Program o 4PH. Hindi lang para magtayo ng mga bahay, kundi para ibalik ang pag-asa at dignidad ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino.
Noong nakaraang linggo, binalikan ng Pangulo ang ilan sa mga housing projects sa Pampanga para tiyakin na ang bawat pamilya may tunay na pagkakataong magkaroon ng sariling tirahan at ang bawat tahanan ligtas at dekalidad.
Nakakatuwa makita mo na mas maginhawa at mas maganda ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan.
Dagdag pa ni Secretary Jose Ramon Aliling ng Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development.
Ngayon, lahat po ng modalities, nandiyan po yung horizontal, house and lot. Ang dignidad ng pamilya ay, lalo na ang Pilipinong pamilya, ay pag nagkaroon siya ng sarili niyang bahay.
Kwento ng mga residente, dahil sa mababang interes sa pabahay, naging mas abot kaya ito para sa kanila. Ibinaba kasi ng gobyerno sa 1 to 3% ang subsidized interest rate para sa mga kwalipikadong benepisyaryo ng socialized housing project, aninsunod pa rin sa utos ng Pangulo.
Yung mga kulang na bahay ay kagawa natin ng paraan upang lahat ng nangangailangan ng pabahay ay gagawin natin.
Sa buong bansa, tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho. Isa-isang inaayos sa mga bagay na magpapagaan sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Kasama na rito ang disente at sariling tirahan na hindi lang pangarap, kundi tahanang nabubuksan para sa bawat Pilipino.
Philippine Standard Time, 1 minute before 10 o'clock.
Sa bawat tanong, sa bawat ebidensya, aalamin ang katotohanan para sa sambayanan. Tunghayan ang masinsinang pagtalakay sa isa sa pinakamahalagang usaping pampulitika ng bansa. Mga pinakamaiinit na kaganapan aming ibabalita. Diretso mula sa Senado. Hatid ang bawat detalye at katotohanan para sa sambayanang Pilipino. Ang paglilitis. The impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. A Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko Coverage.
Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Muling nagbubukas ang Senate Impeachment Court para sa kalabing-limang araw na ito ng... Magandang umaga mga kababayan, magandang umaga Pilipinas. Muling nagbubukas ang Senate Impeachment Court para sa ikalabing-limang araw ng pagpapatuloy ng impeachment hearing ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Pakinggan po natin ang pag-uulat na ito ni Nympha Asuncion. Nympha, gandang umaga sa iyo.
Yes, magandang umaga. Magpapatuloy nga ngayong Miyerkules ang pagtestigo ni Commission on Audit, Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Office o COA ICFAO State Auditor Cyrene Del Campo sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ngayong ika-15 araw ng pagliliti sa harap si Del Campo sa cross-examination ng defense team kaugnay ng paggamit ng confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President, OVP at Department of Education o DepEd. Sa kanyang unang testimonya, sinabi ni Del Campo na ilang dokumento at proseso na isinumite ng Office ng OVP at DepEd kaugnay ng confidential funds noong 2023 ay hindi sumunod sa COA ICFAO rules. Si Del Campo mismo ang naghanda at nag-review ng mga notice of suspension at disallowance inilabas laban sa dalawang tanggapan mula una hanggang ikatlong quarter ng 2023. Ayon sa auditor, marami sa mga isinumiteng dokumento ay masyadong pangkalahatan at walang sapat na supporting receipt. May mga gastusin din anyang naitala bago pa man ma-release ang cash advance. Inaasahan din natin ngayong araw kung magkakaroon na ng desisyon yung impeachment court dun sa naging mungkahi ni Senator George Juan Miguel Zubiri kahapon na pagbalik na rin o ibahin yung schedule nitong impeachment trial. Halip na umaga ay gawin na ito sa simula na ito ng alas 3 ng hapon. Iyan din yung isa sa mga antabayanan natin ngayon bukod sa cross-examination ng defense. So kung sakasakali man kung dadaan sa cross-examination, pwede pang mag-redirect yung prosecution at inaasahan din natin makapagtatanong yung mga senator judges. So pakinggan na natin yung mga kaganapan ngayon dito sa Day 15 ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa plenary session ng
To the witness stand to continue with her testimony.
Your Honor.
While she's being led to the witness stand, yes, what is the pleasure of the Honorable Chua?
Your Honor, I understand that this is a continuation of the direct testimony of our witness. May we request the counsel for the prosecutor, Attorney Kapunan, be recognized, Your Honor, please.
I believe the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna, terminated her direct yesterday. We are on cross today. Is that correct, Attorney Lorna? How is your platform, ma'am?
I pray that I do not fall from the apple cart. Your Honor, please, good morning, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Impeachment Senate Judges, Senate Court Judges. We are disturbed, Your Honor. Although yesterday we terminated our direct examination, we are disturbed by a manifestation of counsel for the respondent when she said that the marking of the tabulations and summaries will no way be an admission, Your Honor, as to the authenticity of the acknowledgement receipts which form part of the tabulation and the summary, Your Honor. We therefore are constrained unless counsel now is willing to stipulate that the summaries which really, and the tabulation, which was really personally prepared by this competent witness of the COA ICFAO, which office received, and all acknowledgement receipts have an attestation that they are certified true copies of the person who has custody of the same, Your Honor. May we inquire from counsel of respondent if again, although the presiding officer did make it clear that when each individual acknowledgement receipt is presented, they have the right to cross-examine. And we have the right to ask the witness. Our concern, Your Honor, is the next witnesses that we will be presenting will not have any personal knowledge of this acknowledgement receipts. They will not be able to identify and authenticate. The only person who can do that, Your Honor, is the current witness, Silene May Del Campo. Now, we are constrained, Your Honor. To save the time of this honorable court, this presiding officer will recall that it also ordered, Your Honor, that the prosecution and the defense submit separately the list of documents, specifically acknowledgement receipts, to the clerk of court, which office will be the one to make the comparison, Your Honor. Can we modify that order, Your Honor? Can we request, Your Honor, that in addition to the clerk of court comparing the prosecution evidence and the defense evidence, an exercise which should have been done Thursday and Friday last week, Your Honor, that instead of just doing that, that this witness appear before the clerk of court to identify and authenticate, Your Honor, these documents in front of the prosecution, in front of the defense, and in front of the clerk of court. Thereafter, the clerk of court can make a finding or report or evaluation that these documents, that these documents were properly identified, authenticated by this witness, Your Honor. To preempt any technical legal objection in the future, because, Your Honor, or in the formal offer, Your Honor, because counsel will recall, or this court will recall, that while we had already ended our direct examination, counsel for respondent said that does not mean that this witness identified and authenticated the acknowledgement receipts. And therefore, Your Honor, if we may respectfully request the presiding officer to authorize or to designate the clerk of court to accept, Your Honor, not only the documents, but likewise for this witness to appear before the clerk of court in front of counsels for both respondent and the prosecution to enable this witness to identify and authenticate, based on personal knowledge, Your Honor, the documents that are part of the summaries, Your Honor. This way, Your Honor, we will not have to present again acknowledgement receipts this morning and identify each and every one. So, in sum, Your Honor, my manifestation is to the effect that we expand the directive of the presiding officer directing the parties to separately submit their documents, and for the clerk to itself, clerk of court's office to itself, make the comparison. We want to expand it to include that this witness, Ms. Silene, appear before the clerk of court in the presence of counsels for the petitioner and for the respondent for the purpose of, one, identifying, and two, authenticating the documents in the tabulations, Your Honor. This will save the court 2 hours today.
Your Honor,
Counsel, before you respond, Attorney Christine, Counsel, does your manifestation have anything to do with the fact that you wound up your direct? Does that mean you intend to proceed with your direct again today?
No, Your Honor, if...
So your direct is done?
Your
It's a
Honor,
manifestation in regard to the ARs.
Your Honor, it depends on the discretion of the presiding officer. If the presiding officer will allow this witness to appear before the clerk of court in front of both counsels, Your Honor, for the purpose of identifying and authenticating the documents presented, Your Honor, then we will terminate our direct examination.
I believe you already did yesterday, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, but under the control, private prosecutor, Your Honor, is under the control and supervision of the panel of public prosecutors who had expressed to this representation their concern about a possible objection, a technical objection of the defense counsel on the issue of identification and authentication of these separate acknowledgement receipts. So, Your Honor.
In the interest of moving forward, don't worry, Attorney Silene. No need to comment. The chair will make a ruling. Last night, the acknowledgement receipts that came from the counsel for respondents were submitted already to the clerk of court for comparison with the ARs of the prosecution. Both are certified through copies. Although some ARs are certified by a different certifying officer from COA, but both are certified through copies, and we will proceed with a comparison. It was clear from the witness yesterday, and it's clear to the court, that she based her tabulation on the ARs that she said were all certified by the same person. That's your copy, counsel. And we took note of that and acknowledged that. These are certified through copies from both sides which we will compare to avoid that situation from happening. And we will be ruling on the admissibility of these ARs once it is formally offered based on this comparison, without need for Silene really to tell us that they look alike or alike. But counsel, as of yesterday, insofar as the randomly picked or well chosen ARs yesterday, counsel for the respondent did not raise their copies apparently, or we will know now at cross. Apparently, there is no discrepancy or difference when you're presenting those ARs to the witness. And again, that is their right to present their copy because their theory is they're questioning, correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Silene, the chain of custody, that it might have been broken. But if it's not broken insofar as the ARs, and after we compare it, then there is no need to further belabor this point. We will rule on the matter, counsel, at the appropriate time. But I'm telling you already where the court is at this point in time in relation to the ARs that Silene testified to and where she based her tables and summaries upon. And that is the copies of the prosecutor. I hope that settles the issue, counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I think with that ruling, it is now clear that identification and authentication are presumed from the statement of the presiding officer subject to cross-examination of counsel for the respondent, Your Honor.
And subject to the comparison that the clerk will be making of these copies coming from both parties, which we will make known to the parties without need of Silene's presence thereat.
My last manifestation, Your Honor, and this is for purposes of clarity, because at the end of yesterday's hearing, the parties stayed, counsel for both parties stayed to mark the tabulations, Your Honor. And for purposes of the record, can we just state, for instance, for the office of the Vice President, tabulations were marked in front of the clerk of court after the hearing, P-1-29 for December 2022 last quarter, the period December 21.
Before you continue, counsel, the one you mentioned is the one made by Attorney Wamil.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the subsequent ones will be the ones made by Ms. Silene.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
So These have been marked after the hearing, Your Honor, upon direction of the presiding officer so as to make efficient use of time of the impeachment court. So for the last quarter, the tabulation made by Mr. Wamil, Attorney Wamil, was marked yesterday as P-1-29. For the first quarter of the Office of the Vice President, it's P-1-30. For the second quarter of the Office of the Vice President, it is P-1-31. And for the third quarter of the Office of the Vice President, marked as P-1-32. Before the Clerk of Court and in the presence of Defense, Respondents' Counsel, and Prosecution's Counsel. A summary of these tabulations was likewise marked for December 2022, P-1-29-1, which we have now, Your Honor, P-1-30-1 for the first quarter of the Office of the Vice President, P-1-31-1 for the second quarter, and P-1-32-1, also which we have now, Your Honor, for the third quarter. For the DepEd, Your Honor, we likewise marked at the end of yesterday's hearing tabulations prepared personally by this witness and identified before the impeachment court. P-1-33 for the first quarter, P-1-34 for the second quarter, and P-1-35, all tabulations. For the summary, Your Honor, of these tabulations, P-1-33-1 for the first quarter of the DepEd, P-1-34-1 for the second quarter of the DepEd, and P-1-35-1, Your Honors, for the third quarter of the DepEd. With that, Your Honor, unless counsel...
Duly noted, Counsel. The markings mentioned by Attorney Kapunan, Attorney Lorna, duly noted.
We therefore reiterate that we have terminated our direct examination, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Counsel. Attorney Christine, you may proceed with your cross when you are ready. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Celine. Is that the way that you pronounce your name, Celine?
Silene.
Silene, okay. So, you have been with the COA since 2014, right?
August 26, 2014 po.
August 26. So that is around 12 years already.
Yes po, magti 12 years.
Okay. You assumed the accounts of the Vice President, the audit of the confidential funds of the Vice President and the DepEd when Attorney Wamil was reassigned to COA, Pasay, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Curious lang ako, Miss Silene, was that reassignment a promotion or just a plain reassignment, if you know?
Yung kay Mr. Wamil
Yes.
po. Na-reassign po siya.
Reassignment lang. Okay. So, that was on February 12, 2024.
Opo, tama po.
So, Mr. Wamil was the one who prepared the AOMs for the fourth quarter of 2024 for the OVP. Tama?
Yung AOM po is for the fourth quarter of 2022.
2022 rather.
Opo.
Okay. And he also prepared the AOM for the first and second quarter of 2023.
Ng OBP po.
Okay. So, we will go back to that, no? So, when Mr. Wamil reassigned to you his account, was there any office memorandum that was issued by the COA
Your Honor,
reassigning
please,
you as the examiner?
the question is misleading, Your Honor. It is not Mr. Wamil who reassigned the account to her. She just occupied the position, Your Honor.
The question was if there was an office memorandum assigning her to take over from Wamil, not Wamil himself. Witness may answer.
Yung sa assignment po kasi namin, ang hawak
No,
namin...
just please answer the question. Was there an office memorandum assigning you to handle the accounts of the OVP and the DepEd, particularly the confidential audit of these two offices?
Meron po kaming order na ako po ang assigned na maghawak ng national government agencies po.
Particularly the office of the Vice President and the DepEd. Meron ho kayo nun?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Hindi, my question was specific. No, I'm referring to the DepEd and the OVP.
Witness may answer.
These are national agencies.
Your Honor, please, can the council allow me to continue my
Asked
question?
and answered, Your Honor.
Witness may answer, counsels. May memorandum po ba na nag-assign sa inyo specifically sa DepEd at OVP?
Yung memorandum po is naka-assign ako sa national government agencies.
All.
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, I accept that answer, Your Honor. Was it Mr. Wamil who personally turned over his files to you?
Iniwan po niya yung files niya sa office po nung malipat po siya sa COA Pasay.
Sa kaninong office? Sa iyo or kaninong office ba?
Sa custodian po namin sa COA ICFAO.
Okay. So, meron ho ba siyang iniwan na endorsement sa inyo? Na ito lahat yung mga files na iniwan ko for this particular account. Meron ho ba? For the OVP, mayroon ho bang siyang iniwan na endorsement?
Yung mismong mga files po, iniwan po niya sa custodian namin.
Endorsement ho, like letter, a summary containing all containing a list of the files that he turned over to the custodian. Meron ho bang ganon?
Meron po kaming logbook pag natapos na po yung...
Logbook. Okay, pero dala mo ba yun ngayon?
Hindi po.
Okay. So how about dun sa DepEd? May iniwan ho ba siyang transmittal doon sa custodian na ito lahat yung mga iniwan kong files with regard to the audit of the DepEd confidential funds? Meron ho ba?
Ang iniwan po niya is yung mismong documents.
Yung mismong document. So walang transmittal na iniwan ho dun sa custodian.
Yung mismong documents po.
Okay, sige. May iniwan ho ba si Mr. Wamil sa inyo? Di ba sabi niyo may mga documents ho siyang iniwan. Di ba pag nag-audit ho tayo, meron ho tayong tinatawag na working papers. Yung mga drafts po natin. May iniwan ho si Mr. Wamil sa inyo nun?
Your Honor, please, again, the question is misleading. This witness already said, asked and answered, that Mr. Wamil did not leave documents to her. Mr. Wamil left the documents to the office.
I will rephrase, Your Honor.
Kindly rephrase,
Okay,
counsel.
may
iniwan
iniwan-
bang worksheets sa custodian?
Yes po.
Nakasama po dun sa files yung mga working papers po.
Alright. I'll take that answer. Kayo ho, paano nyo kinuha yung mga files na yun? Kinuha nyo lang diretso sa custodian? Ano pong proseso nun?
Nung ma-assign po sa akin yung sa OBP at sa DepEd, nung nag-submit po sila ng response, ibinigay po sa akin yung response together with the documents na pinagbasehan po nung Audit Observation Memorandum po.
Okay. So in short, niroute lang sa'yo yung response. Tama ho?
Response together with
Yeah.
yung AOM, together with the attachment po na yung mga dokumento.
Okay. So, kailan ho yan niroute sa inyo? Yung response, yung AOM, mga estimate lang po.
Iba-iba po kasi, di ba ang una is yung March 13, 2024 na response nila sa NS. Naibigay po sa akin to March 14. Yung sa iba po, hindi ko na matandaan yung exact dates, pero malapit po dun sa after masubmit yung response.
Alright. I'll take that answer. Okay. So, Wamil prepared the AOM for the fourth quarter of 2022 for the Office of the Vice President. Tama po?
Opo.
How about the first to third quarters of 2023? Sino ho ba yung nag-prepare ng AOMs na yun? Dalawa ho yun.
Yung sa OBP po, na first and second quarter 2023, nandun pa po siya nung ma-issue po yung AOM. Yung sa third quarter po, siya yung nag-draft. Pero nung na-finalize na po yun, wala na po siya sa COA ICFAO. So, yung custody po ng document na yun, nasa division chief. Kaya nung finalize po yun, division chief na po yung nag-finalize.
Okay. So, All right. Sige, we will flash this AOMs, no? Kasi nga si Mr. Wamil nga yung nag-prepare nung iba sa kanila, no? Sige.
May we know from counsel which AOM she will be flashing? Is it the defendant's document or the prosecution's document?
Hello.
Because the defendant's documents were not identified nor presented to this witness, Your Honor. Then if counsel wants to confront the witness with documents she has identified, she has to use the prosecution's evidence because that was the one identified by the witness. If she now intends to present the defense documents, they are not documents that have been identified nor authenticated by this witness during her testimony. We will
She can confront
have
the-
a continuing objection. Excuse me, counsel. We will have a continuing objection to their presenting their documents which have not been identified by the witness. They are AOMs. AOMs have been identified by the witness, but these are prosecution's AOMs, Your Honor. May I suggest, Your Honor, to the defense counsel, since she refused for us to use the defense witnesses, that she uses now the prosecution's documents.
That is up to her, counsel. She may confront the witness with her copy of the AOM. I'm sure she would be competent to testify whether these are the same documents earlier identified as exhibits for the prosecution or not. Counsel,
Yes.
you may proceed.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. And their AOMs, we did not dispute those. So we have the same copies, Your
Can
Honor.
we then,
Proceed,
if,
counsel.
in
Proceed.
connection with that, Your Honor,
Hello.
since counsel admits that our AAMs are their defendants' AOMs, can we just use the prosecution's copies, Your Honor?
But, Your Honor, we have prepared,
Counsel,
visual
counsel.
aid using
Show
the-
them, show the document.
Yeah, I am showing the defense document.
No, we will
No,
not agree.
Your Honor, the counsel cannot
We will
dictate
not
how I
agree,
will
Your
proceed
Honor.
with my cross-examination. Can the counsel, Your Honor, be reminded that I'm
counsel-
on
counsel
cross-examination?
We will not agree, Your Honor, to
What are you not
presentation
agreeing
of
to,
the
Attorney
defense
Kapunan?
documents.
I'm sorry?
Because precisely there was no stipulation yesterday.
There
They
was,
are
Your
now
Honor.
constrained. Excuse me, counsel.
Allow her to finish,
They are
counsel.
now constrained, Your Honor. I'm sorry. They are now constrained to use our documents precisely. This is what we wanted to avoid yesterday. Had we did a comparison, not to belabor the obvious, Your Honor, but now counsel says, anyway, it's the same. So if
Your
it's the same, what's the objection to using the prosecution's document?
Counsel, that water is already under the bridge. You may request assisting counsel to check the copy being presented to Ms. Eileen, and you may make this the subject matter of your redirect later on. Allow counsel to present.
Thank you,
the
Your
presiding
Honor.
officer will allow the counsel to present that document, but notes the continuing objection of Attorney
Thank you, Your
Kapunan with
Honor.
respect to this matter.
Thank you, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Christine, you may proceed.
Okay, so I am presenting you the AOMs that were issued to the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd. So the first AOM is dated September 14, 2023. It's AOM number 2023-211. Okay. The assisting counsel can check this copy. Okay. Anyway, I can dispense with that. The second AOM is October 3, 2023. Now, I will direct you to the last page. It says here RCW, JMQ, GAC, RRS, and BP. So, RCW is Roderick C. Wamil, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Who is JMQ?
Dati pong staff namin sa ICFAO.
GAC?
Division Chief po. ng ICFAO.
If you can state her name or his name.
Si Attorney Gloria A. Camora.
Okay. This is Gloria A. Camora. RRS?
Dati din pong DC sa ICFO pero retired na po siya.
All right. NBP is the signatory.
Opo, si Ascom Nilda Plaras.
Okay. So, we will proceed to the third AOM for the OVP that is dated February 1, 2024. So, I will direct you to the routing list. Do you agree that this is a routing list?
Sila po yung nag-review, nag-evaluate, nag-review ng documents.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that question. Thank you for confirming. Now, it's RCW, Roderick C. Wamil again,
Opo.
JMQ, RRS, NBP.
Opo, tama.
All right. So, let's go to the AOM for the OVP dated August 8, 2024. On the last page, the routing list, it's RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. But this is August 8, 2024.
Opo, tama.
Wala na si Roderick Wamil dito sa ICFAO.
Wala na po
Correct?
siya pero dyan po kasi siya yung nag-draft po ng AOM.
Siya yung nag-draft nito. So meaning, when he drafted this, he left this doon sa records ba or saan?
Yan po kasi may draft na siya, nasa division chief na po.
Nasa division chief. So, from February to August, so ilang months yun? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, after 6 months, dun lang na-release yung AOM nung wala na si Wamil. Tama?
Opo, kasi po,
sorry. Just answer my question. Celine.
Can you please repeat the question?
So, from February 2024, nung umalis na si Mr. Wamil, 'di ba? Iniwan niya to sa records division chief na. So, na-release ito.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, preparatory nga. Sabi nga niya, i-repeat ko daw ho.
She's,
So,
she's laying the basis for a question, Counsel.
So,
Attorney Christine, kindly
yes
finish
po.
your question.
So, after 6 months, doon lang na-release yung AOM.
Dahil po dumaan pa ito sa review
Sa
po.
review. Hindi ka kasali dito sa grupo na nag-review, nag-draft. Wala kang participation dito.
Na-review ko po yan nung nag-evaluate na po ako ng mga responses dun sa, binasa ko din po yan nung nag-evaluate ako ng responses sa notice of suspension.
So in short, nakita mo lang to after it has been issued by the COA ICFAO. Tama?
Opo, kasi yun yung naging basis ko ng evaluation.
Sige, okay. Next is the audit observation memorandum for the DepEd. Wait. Your Honor, can I just confirm my counsel? So, let's go to the DepEd, ano? Sige, dun din tayo sa routing list, no? February 1, 2024, nandito pa si Roderick Wamil kasi RCW, JFQ, RRS, NBP.
Opo.
Alright. Let's go to August 8, AOM. RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. Wala na si RCW pero nasa division head.
Opo, pareho po nung sa OBP.
At saka na-review mo lang to nung na-issue na ng division head ng ICFAO.
Opo, nung mag-i-evaluate na po
Okay,
ako ng
sige. Salamat,
response.
Celine.
Your Honor, may we just note for the record that the documents presented to this witness were defense exhibits.
That has been noted.
Noted.
Okay, so punta naman tayo dun sa responses ng Vice President, no? Nag-submit sila nung letter dated April 19, 2024. Okay. At part nung letter no, nag-submit sila ng protective intelligence reports. Naalala niyo po yun?
Opo, attachment po yun dun sa response nila.
Okay. So, David? Hello.
may request, David, to please flash. Chat mo na yan, ha?
Who is David?
Our assisting counsel. Your Honor, David po pangalan niya para pwede niyo siya i-direct kung nagkakamali ho siya, kung hindi ho naaayon yung fina-flash niya.
Thank you for that, Counsel.
Okay. Sige, punta tayo dito
Can
sa...
we also, Your Honor, call our assistant counsel, Your Honor, Attorney
Of course.
J. De La Cruz.
He may approach.
So, etong exhibit na to, again, we'll use our exhibit counsel. Etong exhibit na to ay minarkahan po as D-1 or -1-115-OVP-C. Okay. So, eto po, So, kasama ho dun sa submission ng Office of the Vice President is a certification dated April 4, 2024. Tama ho?
Opo, kasama po
Eto-
yun sa response.
Okay, salamat, Celine. Ito ay inisyo ni Raymond Dante P. Lachica.
Opo, tama.
Okay. So, sinasabi ho dito sa first paragraph, this is to certify that the confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 127 areas during the first quarter of CY 2023 and 111 areas during the second quarter of 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela, in Cagayan Valley, Bicol, and BARM, and the implementation of OVP Libreng Sakay. Do you see that, Celine?
Yes po.
Okay, salamat. Pero sinabi nyo sa findings nyo na it doesn't pass the proof of success of the intelligence activities, correct?
Yes po,
Okay.
under 4.8.5,
Okay,
hindi po siya
sige.
sufficient.
So, kasali ho diyan sa letter na yan are what we call as Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte. Nakita niyo ho ba yon?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, sa bawat quarter na yon, may summary of intelligence work. Nabasa niyo ho ba yon?
Yung summary po nung...
Ang tanong ko, nabasa niyo ba bawat quarter yung summary of intelligence work?
Yung kwan po, narrative po nung ano yung activity, date,
Okay.
location,
Okay.
yung timeline po.
Sige po.
Nakalagay po sa PIOR.
So, I'll take that answer, no? So,
Your Honor, please. Never mind, Your Honor.
I'm
She
showing
might
you
not take
this
my answer, Your Honor.
I am showing you this document, no? This is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OVP-C, Your Honor. With the caption, Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, first quarter CY 2023. Now, punta ho tayo sa item number 4. Okay, number 2 muna tayo sa scope. No? You can read it with me. This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of VPSPG in terms of protective intelligence. Do you confirm that? Protective intelligence operations.
Opo, tama po.
During the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the first quarter of CY 2023. Do you confirm that?
Opo, tama.
All right. Number 4. Punta tayo sa number 4. Item 4, you can read it with me. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagement of the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte or Vice President Sara Duterte from January 1 to March 31, 2023 are listed below. So, nakita niyo yan. Sakto yung basa ko ng narrative.
Opo, nakalagay po yung engagement.
Okay, salamat. No? Letter Pero nakalagay ho dito in support of the Presidential Security and Protection Group's Protective Security Operations.
Based po sa document.
Alright, sige. Letter A. Nakalagay dito ika 106 na taong pagkakasarinlan ng Bustos Minasa Festival Ceremony Opening. So nakalagay date covered January 2 to January 10, 2023. Location, BMA Park, Poblacion, Bustos, Bulacan. Number 3, probable threats, NPA and criminalities. So number 4, detailed intel collection team, ICT. Nakita niyo ba yan?
Opo, based po sa document.
Okay, salamat po. Nakalagay ho sa timeline of activities na to, may nakalagay yung table, no? Tingnan lang natin isa-isa, no? Kung ito ba talaga ay intelligence work o hindi, no? So, etong number 5, tingnan ho natin yung item number 5. Liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminalities in the municipality of Bustos and its neighboring communities. Ano yan? Intelligence work ho yan? Or ano lang ng admin work lang ng Office of the Vice President?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po dyan, yan yung naging part ng ano yung activities, yung sa...
Hindi, tatanungin kita, based on how it appears, ano ho yan? Liaising with intel operatives, ano ho yan? Normal lang ho yan sa Office of the Vice President na mag-liaise with intel operatives? Or part ho ba yan ng intelligence work? Sa tingin nyo lang ho.
Papasok po siya sa intelligence gathering.
Okay, salamat po. Number 7, intelligence fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Ano ho yan? Papasok ho yan sa intelligence or normal work lang yan ng OVP?
Sa intelligence.
Salamat po. Okay, ito. Dito tayo sa actual operations, no? Profiling of participants who will be attending the event provided by organizers. Part 2 ba yan ng normal na function ng OVP? Or papasok po siya sa intelligence work?
Sa intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Deployment of intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate, from the landing zone to the venue. Is that an OVP admin work or intelligence-related ho yan?
Kasama po yan sa intelligence-related activities.
Okay, salamat po. Okay, gusto ko man hong isa-isahin ito, Your Honor, no? Pero I think we are constrained by time. But the court can peruse the documents for its information.
We have all the time, Mr. Witness.
Gusto mo, attorney?
Once it is formally offered, that's when
Yeah.
we will be able to peruse it.
So, okay. So, ito yung first quarter pa lang ho ito, Miss Celine, no? Let's go to the second quarter. Okay. So, punta ho tayo sa second quarter ng 2023. Okay. It is covered by the same letter of Mr. Lachica. Okay. So, punta ho tayo dito sa title, no? By the way, Your Honor, this is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OVP-M. Okay. So, ang title ho nito ay Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the Engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, second quarter 2023. Now, punta ho tayo sa scope. Basahin ho natin, Ms. Celine, no? This report, number 2, item 2, this report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of VP-SPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the second quarter of 2023. Tama ho ba yung binasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Ay, salamat po. Narrative. Number 4. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagements of the Vice President Sara Duterte from April 1 to June 30 2023 are listed below. Sige ho. Letter A. Puntahan ho natin yung letter A, no? Yung caption ho niya, National Economic and Development Authority Social Development Committee. Cabinet level meeting. Do you see that?
Opo, tama
Okay. So, yung date covered po niya ay April 2 to 5, 2023. Tama ho ba?
Opo.
Okay. Location ho niya ay Astoria Plaza Hotel, 15J, Escriva Drive, Ortigas Business District, Pasig City, Metro Manila. Tama ho?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. Nakalagay ho ang possible threats. Letter A, cost-oriented groups, open-close parenthesis, NDF. And letter B, criminal groups. Nakita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
Okay. Number 4, Detailed Intel Collection Team, ICT. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
So, number 5, nakalagay na dito yung timeline of activities. No, as shown below, the timeline of activities for the engagement of the Vice President. Now, punta ho tayo sa number 3. Okay. Liaising with Intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminals in Pasig City and its neighboring communities. Ano ho ba yan? Administrative work lang ho ba yan ng OVP or part ho ba yan ng Intel work? Tingin nyo ho.
Intel work po.
Okay. Number 6, intelligence fusion for the threat assessment and situation update. Intelligence work or normal lang yan na part ng OVP? Admin work?
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Okay. Eto, number 8, ocular inspection, casing and surveillance of the venue. Ano ba yan? Part lang yan ng OVP admin work or intelligence work po yan? Sa tingin niyo po?
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Number 12, final briefing to Intel operatives and informants. Part 2 ba yan ng final briefing to Intel operatives and informants, is that part of the confidential operations of the OVP or normal work lang yan ng OVP?
Papasok po siya as confidential work.
Okay, confidential work, no? So, actual operations. Ito, number 14. Okay, number 14 tayo. Number 13 muna. Ito, interesting. Profiling and security tagging of participants who will be attending the event. Part 2 ba ng confidential activity yan or normal lang yan na part ng OVP? Admin work. Number 12 po.
Kasama po sa parang papasok siya sa surveillance.
Okay, surveillance, no? Number 14. Okay, deployment of Intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate from the PNP and MMDA. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance activities or normal lang yan sa OVP?
Part po ng surveillance activities.
Okay, salamat po. Number 16, provided intelligence coverage prior to the arrival, actual, and departure of the Vice President. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance or normal lang yan sa OVP?
Surveillance po.
Okay, salamat. May nakalagay dito na post operations, no? Okay, number 18. Continuous collaboration with the Intel operatives of Pasig City Police Office. Surveillance po ba yan or normal lang na admin work yan ng Office of the Vice President?
Surveillance.
Okay, salamat po. Sige. No? Meron pa tayong ibang nakalista ho dito which the Honorable Court can also peruse. So, punta ho tayo sa third quarter. Another letter to certification. Okay. Punta ho tayo sa third quarter. Covered ho to ng certification pa ho ni Mr. Lachica ho, no? Na dated April 6, 2024.
Yung sa third quarter po, September 30, 2023.
Yes, pero I mean, covered pa yun ng submission kasi nakalagay naman dito. Wait, Saan yung letter? Excuse me lang, Your Honor. I will confirm with my counsel. Okay, ayun na. So, may certification dito na sinabit si Mr. Dante Lachica dated September 30, 2023. Nakalagay ho dito, babasahin ko ho, si Lynn, okay lang?
Opo.
Sige, sabay tayo. Ano? This is to certify, Silene pala, sorry po. This is to certify that confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 122 areas during the third quarter of CY 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and in the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela in Cagayan, Valley, Bicol, and Barm, and the implementation of the OVP Libreng Sakay Program. Tama ho ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo.
Okay, so ito ho yung naging support niya, proof of success of the information gathering na sinabit ni Office of the Vice President. Tama ho?
Opo, response po nila sa AUM for the third
Salamat
quarter.
po. Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-B for the court's information. Now, may naka-attach ho dito na PIOR, no? Yun yung tawag natin doon, no? Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the third quarter of 2023. Okay, nakikita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-C for the respondent. Now, tingnan ho natin yung scope again, Silene. No? This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of the VPSPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagement of the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the third quarter CY 2023. Do you see that?
Opo.
Okay, salamat. Number 4, narrative. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagements of the Vice President Sara Duterte from July 1 to September 30, 2023 are listed below. Tama ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. So letter A, may nakalagay ho doon, DPWH inauguration and opening of Davao City Coastal Bypass Project, Segment A. Date covered, June 28 to July 1, 2023. Location, Davao City, Coastal Road, Times Beach, Ecoland, Davao City. Sakto? Sakto pa yung binabasa ko?
Opo, tama.
Okay, thank you. Probable threats, letter A, cause-oriented groups, open close parenthesis, NDF, and letter B, criminal groups. Tama po?
Opo, tama.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, Detailed Intel Collection Team, ICT.
Mga kababayan, pansamantala po muna nating iwanan ang special coverage sa ika-15 araw ng paglilitis, the impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte upang bigyang daan ang mga balitang hatid ng Radyo Pilipinas News Nationwide kasama sina Jan Mogol at Ted Oliva. Manatiling nakatutok pa rin sa aming Radyo Pilipinas Facebook page upang masundan ang mga nagaganap sa Senado ukol pa rin sa paglilitis kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Kakiko Flores. Maraming salamat po.
impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. A Radyo Pilipinas coverage.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa bagong